and I have never known defeat. I am Malenia, Blade of Mikola.
Ever since I took down, no, scratch that, we took down Melenia during my first playthrough in Elden Ring, there's really been this emptiness inside of me I've still been wanting to fill.
Touch the demon inside me.
At the time of beating her, I was 4 months pregnant, exhausted, and basically looking like a hot mess. And because of this, my entire playthrough of Elden Ring was a interesting and different one compared to the other Souls games I played before. I was much more open to doing co-op in order to save me from any kind of potential stress. So that meant I co-opted on some of the bosses, and one of those happened to be Malenia, the infamous hardest boss of all Souls games, or at least argued as. So here I am in 2024 replaying through Elden Ring again, and I made it my mission to get back in there and finally have that dance with Melenia on my own. Well, with my mimic too, of course. The true way to play Elden Ring after all. But in all seriousness though, I'm happy to say I finally got that true relationship with Melenia, which meant leveling up my build to match up against her, learning her patterns and what works and what doesn't, the trial and error, the it was over before it even started moments, the I almost had her but got greedy moments, all of that. I ended up bringing my level 7 mimic, which isn't the highest, but let me tell you, it did some work. I also found that direct balance of letting the mimic help me, but also doing my best to help the mimic. It's a dance, pretty much, when you look at it. The mimic gets her attention, then I help the mimic. Melenia then puts her eyes on me, and then the mimic helps me. It is literally the secret to this fight, I feel, especially now. I also brought my Bloodhound Fang plus 10, which of course brings bleed damage, and that's really good against Melenia. It really helped stagger her as well, so I two-handed that. And I also equipped raw meat dumplings. These cute little balls right here restore HP, but they also inflict poison to the user. So the trick is to carry them so the mimic uses them, and the mimic, if you guys didn't know this, cannot be poisoned. So it's kind of a cheat code when I think about it. And then I decided to respec so that way my dexterity and my other stats were in beautiful numbers, and it was pretty much over for Melenia because once I tried it a few times and really slowed the fight down, I just got better and better at taking my time and understanding when to attack and when not to. If she ever caught me in the waterfowl dance move and I was hit the first time, I would just stop my character and then do my best to dodge through the rest of it to survive. And once I got that down and learned when to kind of take turns with the mimic, like I mentioned before, it was a wrap for Melenia. I cannot recommend this build enough, so if you were looking for some tips, just follow this video and what I did, because this build is perfect against her. Especially if your mimic is plus 10. I mean, you'll just be a beast in no time. I think what is so intimidating about her is she's so fast and aggressive, especially the second phase. She just looks like she's going to just kick ass, but the more you fight her, of course, you're gonna learn when to attack and all of that, but also when you slow it down after seeing it so often and you start to not panic and just kind of let her do her thing and then do yours. And I just feel like that's kind of the trick to this fight, as with many fights when it comes to these games. I mean, that's just one of those unspoken rules of being patient and reading the room, reading the patterns and all of that. That, of course, is true with a lot of bosses, but with Melenia, me just really kind of slowing it down, looking at it and seeing what she's doing, I think that helped a lot. So anyways, that's my video, you guys. I wanted to share this experience with you. This is a boss I've been meaning to take down for a hot minute, and I finally did, so I'm very happy about that. I'm getting ready for the DLC, man. I'm back into the Elden Ring universe. I love this game. It's been hitting me on a different level ever since I came back to it. Of course, with being pregnant the first time around, that had a lot to do with it, right? So playing it again, in the way I am now, it just hits different. So I'm enjoying it so much. Cannot wait for the DLC. I'm sure there's going to be bosses at this level in the DLC, so I'm glad I fought her just to get a taste of getting my butt kicked, because that is coming. That is happening with the DLC, so we may as well get prepared. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
The mark of a true lord. Oh, dear Mikola. Oh, dearest Mikola. My brother. I'm sorry. I finally met my match.